everybody, and welcome to my channel. I'm super excited to have you here. If you aren't already, please click the subscribe button below. I would really appreciate it. I'm going to be doing something special with this video. With this video, I'll be giving away 3 Carbonized Boba Fetts, just like the one reviewed in this video. Now, these Carbonized Boba Fetts will be free, but to learn how you can win, please stay tuned for the remainder of the video. Anyway, here we have the 6-inch Carbonized Boba Fett from the Star Wars Black Series. I won't lie, even though he's gained the reputation as Hasbro's new Christmas tree ornament, he looks stunning while displayed in his box. Let's take him out so he can stretch his legs. Alright everybody, and here is Boba Fett in all his glory. Let's go ahead and start out with his jetpack. You can see here that it is pretty mint. Looks excellent with this coloration. It has a few scuff marks here and there. Honestly, with the silver detailing that they used for the scuffs, looks awesome. It's pretty consistent throughout. You'll notice a solid shape, and with this particular model that I received, it's got a weird bend to it. It bends to the side a little bit. Not the biggest thing in the world, but something to consider. Looking more closely, you'll see that Hasbro really took the time to pay attention and include some of these minor details along the jetpack. Looks excellent. Man, Boba Fett's gonna be looking minty fresh as he's flying around with his bounties all up in there. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a closer look at his main blaster. Here you can see it is decaled with the same sort of reflective paint that the rest of the figure is coated with. It is honestly awesome. I am super impressed with this blaster. You can see not only from the stock to the butt, but also along the barrel, it even has some of these minor touches of weathering that really help the weapon stand out. This blaster straight up looks metallic, but it's made of plastic. So honestly, good on you, Hasbro, for fooling us, making us think that we have like a tiny little blaster over here covered in metal. No folks, it's plastic, don't worry. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to Boba's next blaster, his sidearm. The sidearm has the same sort of metallic finish that his main blaster does, but it has more of a metallic vibe to it. It looks more metal, in my opinion. It honestly kind of looks like a penny, but a super cool penny that is small and shoots lasers. But in all sincerity, good on you, Hasbro. I'm really impressed with that sidearm. Alright everybody, time for the main event, Boba Fett himself. Ooh-wee! He is looking pretty darn good, even with his sort of ornament finish. Taking a closer look at his head here, he looks pretty darn good. You can see a couple of patches of weathered helmet with the highlighted silver areas. All around, it's kind of here and there. Seriously, looks pretty dang good. You can see that his antenna, it wiggles a little bit, but it's definitely not meant to be moved. So I warn you, please do not try to bend it. It will break on you. I know you might be tempted, but just don't do it. You'll regret it. Anyway, moving forward, let's go ahead and take a closer look at his chest. Here you can see it's got quite the detail that we would expect from the previous figure. After all, this is just a repaint of the original release. It's got that awesome Mandalorian signet on his left shoulder, the wonderful badge and insignia across his chest. This paint just looks awesome, and it really accentuates a lot of his features. His shoulder pad has a couple of little dings in it, you can see there. The gold paint is nice, it's reflective, it's pretty metallic, and it goes along with that sort of Christmas tree ornament anyway. The threads around his shoulder also looks pretty darn good. They're painted pretty well here, a couple of details, some gold there. His cape looks pretty good too, although we'll get to the texture of the cape in a minute. As for his left forearm blaster, it looks awesome. You can see his whistling birds and they look pretty darn cool. I would definitely say that they're accentuated by the metallic paint. I think that they did a wonderful job. Moving on to his other bracelet here, or his forearm guard, you can see it's completely different, which is nice because it reflects not only the actual character, but the previous figure that was released. Alright, let's go ahead and move on to his backpack, try to put it on here. You can see it's pretty simple. It has a peg, he has a hole in his back. Maybe it's an old battle wound, I don't know. But it's where we put his jetpack. Alright, so moving on to his cape, It is kind of weird. It looks alright, looks patchy, looks a little chintzy in my opinion, and that's especially compounded by the sort of reflective nature of it. That's all I want to say. Let's move on. Next, we're going to go through his articulation, starting with his left shoulder. When I first did this, I thought that I was really limited to the full range of motion in his shoulders, but you actually kind of just have to push it a little further, and don't be afraid to press a little hard. Dude's supposed to be the galaxy's most battle-seasoned bounty hunter. I'm pretty sure he won't mind if you move his shoulder a little bit. Anyway, moving on to his head, pretty typical and expected. He has full range of motion, side to side, and up to down. As for his shoulder, you can move it pretty well, and you kind of have to pull really hard in order to get him to raise his arm to 90 degrees. As for his elbow, it bends to 90 degrees, no problem, on both sides. And it rotates a little bit too. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Alright, let's go ahead and move down to his waist. He's got great motion around the torso, can almost turn him fully around. Next are his legs, and he can move his legs outward pretty well. He can almost do the splits. Dang, Boba! He's been working on his stretches. When it comes to kicking backwards, he can move backwards pretty well. However, forward, he can't really move forward all that well. He's got these big chunky pockets over here that are blocking his forward movement. So don't really be expecting him to do many karate kicks. I'm not really sure what he's carrying in those big old pockets. Maybe it's Band-Aids, maybe it's Pop-Tarts, I don't know. As for his knees, as expected, he bends them to 90 degrees. As for his ankles, he can raise his foot almost to 180 and bend his foot downward to almost 180. As for side-to-side movement of his ankles, it ain't gonna happen, so don't press it. As for his wrists, they rotate. Sweet. Alright, and here we have him, folks. Boba Fett, the galaxy's most notorious bounty hunter, looking minty fresh with his carbonized finish. Honestly, I highly recommend you guys pick this figure up, and especially consider keeping him in box, because with that, he does look pretty good. Okay, so I'm doing a free giveaway. I'll be giving away 3 Carbonized Boba Fetts from the Black Series just like this one. In order to enter, you only have to do 3 things. First, subscribe to my channel. Second, like the video. Third, leave a comment below. And that's it. For more details, please see the terms and conditions provided in the description below. To clarify, I will be giving away 3 Carbonized Boba Fetts, so you probably have a pretty good chance of winning, given I have like 5 subscribers as of this video. Anyway, thank you so much for watching my video. Remember, together we can nerd out and help out. See you in the future.